Warning. Money's Crazy Mind contains language that may not be suitable for all listeners. Discretion is advised, but will be completely ignored.
I'm sick of it, doing right, doing wrong. Parents pissed off every time I write a song. Smoke, crack, worship Satan, what the fuck is that? It's something funny, made for you to laugh at.
You're destroying America with your rap.
You're so full of shit, I need to call hazmat. The only way I would ever apologize
I gotta go
if
on
I
record
had
with
my
this,
face
alright?
buried
I
in your
really
sister's
do.
thighs.
Never in 39 years have I ever seen anything like this.
Okay, I'm sorry
It
for what
shows
it's worth,
the
but the best
fanaticism
part of you was the
of this fan
afterbirth.
base.
If you can't take a fucking joke, then go jump in the river. Na 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 na
Into the
na
return
na
of
na,
sin.
and I fucked your sister. If you can't take a fucking joke, then go jump in the river. La 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 la
That it was
la
kind
la
of,
la,
for me,
and I fucked your sister.
if you want to continue to put this narrative out there, that Cody finishing the story
What
the fuck, dude? is
Yo,
this
talking
big
shit.
daunting
What the fuck
task.
is this? Hey,
And
it's
Cody
talking
has
shit.
all these
Mind
mountains to
your mouth.
climb and
This
all
is
these
what you're
brass
gonna
rings
get.
to pull
Screwdriver
down.
jam in your
And of course, we
fucking
gotta
eye.
thank our
So
official
long.
music
Think
sponsor,
I'm coming
Psych
by.
Ward,
Tell your
for the
sister
continued
I'll be
use
over by
of
10 with my dick in
funny
the mouth and my balls on her chin. She's bobbing her head to this fucking beat. Damn, dog, man, your sister's a freak. Hey, baby, you like the Eagles? Wanna hear something?
Alright, yes. Welcome to this week's episode of Money's Crazy Mind. As always, I am your host, Lee Money. Musicians talking musicians, man. It's the segment that just won't ever die. I got so many inquiries about people wanting to be a part of this segment. We're doing it again this week with two of my friends, and these guys changed a lot of my influence musically with their group Psych Ward. I got two of the founding members of Psych Ward here, Debo Crazy and Mr. Sick. Mr. Sick and I actually used to share a wrestling commentary table together too back in the early 2000s, which is when I met these guys. And we're going to be talking about two of some of the more influential characters in the underground rap scene, the horrorcore rap scene, Twisted and Tech 9. And these are two bands that, we talked about a lot. A lot of the influence that these guys had is from them. But like we always do here on Musicians Talking Musicians, I'm going to share some of Psych Ward's music with you guys. The first song is the theme song to Money's Crazy Mind, Funny Bone.
I'm sick of it, doing right, doing wrong. Parents pissed off every time I write a song. Smoke, crack, worship Satan, what the fuck is that? It's something funny, made for you to laugh at.
You're destroying America with your rap.
You're so full of shit, I need to call hazmat. The only way I would ever apologize is if I had my face buried in your sister's thighs. Okay, I'm sorry for what it's worth, but the best part of you was the afterbirth. If you can't take a fucking joke, then go jump in the river. Na 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 na. and I fucked your sister. You can't take a fucking joke, then go jump in the river. La 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 la, and I fucked your sister. Mr. Sick.
What?
Mr. Sick.
Damn.
Mr.
What the
Sick.
fuck, dude?
Hey yo, he's talking shit. What the fuck is this? Haters talking shit. Run your mouth. This is what you're gonna get. A screwdriver jammed in your fucking eye.
So long. Thanks for coming by.
Tell your sister I'll be over by 10 with my dick in her mouth and my balls on her chin. She's bobbing her head to this fucking beat.
Damn, dog. Man, your sister's a freak. Hey, baby. You like the Eagles? Wanna hear something? Oh, yeah.
I wanna take you on a long run.
But don't tell your brother, seriously. He hates me. He's an internet rapper. He's mad because we're doing shows and we're going out with state and all that shit. But you know what? You know what? You know what? This is for him.
If you can't take a fucking joke, then go jump in the river. Na 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 na, and I fucked your sister. If you can't take a fucking joke, then go jump in the river. La 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 la, and I fucked your sister.
Damn, man.
Oh shit, fucking cops.
We didn't do anything.
Hey man, I got a joke for you, man. You wanna hear a funny joke?
Learn to take a joke your parents did, even though they spent the first year wishing for sin.
Damn, dog. That's not funny. You better watch out. You're gonna hurt somebody.
No sudden death for death, man, you no fun. What about an 8th grader with a gun?
Man, they already did that, man. It's called fucking Columbine, dog.
Oh, fuck, I
you
forgot
did
about
that,
that
dog.
Fuck, dude. Okay, fine. What if I walked into a church with a loaded knife?
You know what? Fuck it. Kill them all. Let the fucking guys sort them out, and I don't give a fuck, dog. You know what? Go to a fucking mall with him.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't care. You know what?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. We're gonna end this song fucking right now. You know what?
Right.
Fuck it.
Empty that shit on. If you can't take a fucking joke, then go jump in the river. Na 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 na, and I fucked your sister. If you can't take a fucking joke, then go jump in the river. La 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 la, and I fucked your sister.
What the fuck, guys? I'm fucking sick of this shit. You guys are done. Pack your fucking shit up. It's time to go. You guys are done in my studio. Don't ever fucking come back. You draw the line this time, motherfuckers.
Man, am I so glad everybody finally got to hear the full-length version of that song. You know, it's just a fun song, man. And, like, when I came up with the concept of Money's Crazy Mind and what it was gonna be, like, the chorus of that song kept popping in my head. If you can't take a fucking joke, then go jump in the river. You know, like, that was kind of like the mentality I had when I originally started this show. It's still kind of the mentality that everybody finally got to hear. Funny Bone by Psych Ward, that was off their second album, Committed, which came out on June 6th of 2006. That's right, they released their second album on 6/6/6. It was awesome to be there for that album release party. I still remember that night. I still remember just about everything that happened that night. I'm going to give you guys one more Psych Ward song just to kind of show you the difference that these guys do in their music. This song is off their first album, Brainwashed, and it's called Psycho America 8100.
Let's take a trip in the 3 sick individuals' motherfucking heads.
Welcome to my world where little girls and girls have their guns and knives on the internet for the perverse and rapists in it every day. Fuck with this cause you'll get big smacked like 2 planes in the World Trade Center. Standing outside got your ass down like Columbine. Smoking midnight and wait. I found a Taliban with suicide bombers. 81 what? 81 motherfucking hundred what? Psycho America, Psycho America, Psycho America what? Smoke, crack and worship Satan. Smoke, crack and worship Satan. Smoke, crack and worship Satan.
I'm just another freak show, doggy pussy Britney Spears. Sticking my finger
mushroom stamp that fucking cunt. 81, what, 81, what, 81, motherfucking 100, what? Psycho America, Psycho America, Psycho America, what? Smoke, crack, and worship Satan. Smoke, crack, and worship Satan. Smoke, crack, and worship Satan. I'm psychotic, I got it, like that. You fuck a beat, hanging hemmed up on your back. When I attack, fuck a chainsaw. I'm hands-on, bitch, it's more personal. I'll wrap my fist around your neck and snap. 81, 81, 81, motherfucking 100, what? Psycho America, Psycho America, Psycho America, what? Smoke, crack, and worship Satan. Smoke, crack, and worship Satan. Smoke, crack, and worship Satan. Just another cycle like Michael. Gonna try not to throw your bitch ass out windows. I get one more slice like a Japanese cook. Cook your bitch ass to the fuck you got and fuck your crew. Fuck your system and burn the White House too.
All right, and there it is, Psycho America 8100 by my friends in Psych Ward. Why did I choose Psycho America as the second track to play you guys here? Well, quite frankly, it shows the diversity in the sounds that Psych Ward has, but also, if you think back to Funny Bone, there's the line in there, smoke, crack, worship Satan, what the fuck is that? It's something funny, meant for you to laugh at. And that's exactly why I chose Psycho America. You guys can check out all the tracks from their first album, Brainwashed, their second album, Committed, and their third album, Death Before Dishonor, on their YouTube channel, Psych Ward 216, all one word. Without any further ado, let's bring in Debo Crazy and Mr. Sick of Psych Ward. We're going to first, as we always do, talk about Psych Ward, and then we're going to talk about Twisted, the devastating duo, and Tekanina Tech 9. Debo Crazy, what's been going on, guys? It has been far too motherfucking long.
Not much, really. Just, kind of really starting to do this and that and kind of start on some newer stuff. It's really about it. Kind of started focusing on working out and all that shit.
Yeah, I've been seeing your pictures and stuff, man. You're looking great.
That's why there's not so much. I figured I head out this way. So
That's all we do. Killing the gym.
Oh yeah, been kind of hitting the gym up, just really doing like this and that. It's kind of getting back into the music because I feel it's kind of time to offend people again.
Hell yeah, man. There's not enough of that in the world today, I don't think. I mean, even South Park is afraid to push the envelope anymore. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, we all grew up on a generation of, like, South Park and, like, Borat. Now everybody's so afraid to be offended nowadays. It's like, come on now. So I think we've become soft.
You see they brought Borat back.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you know.
You see the new Borat's coming out.
But, yeah, no, just, you know. It's kind of weird not playing shows. I mean,
yeah,
that's definitely been like, I don't know. It's been.
You talking?
It's been like, how long since we played a show? Shit, like it's been.
January,
yeah, since January. I mean, it's been
almost a year.
It's gonna be weird. So I do know definitely next Purge party is gonna be fun.
Awesome. So, Debo Crazy, what have you been up to recently, man?
Killing the gym. Trying to keep myself moving. No, not be able to throw shows.
All right, so I was talking. Yeah, there's like a really bad delay on Chris's part.
Yeah, I was gonna make fun of his camera. So he's connecting video again. I'm like, wow. Are you back with us?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I still got a really bad delay. I mean, I can hear you just fine, but I can't see like anything.
I don't know.
All right.
I can see Randy's ugly ass mug.
All right, so Randy, you had mentioned that you guys had some new music that you were going to be starting to work on. So one of the things that I'm doing with this is, I announce what band is going to be on. I play some of their music, talk to them about their band for a little bit, and then we get into some bands that have kind of influenced the style of music that they're in. So the two songs that I played at the beginning of the show were Funny Bone, which is also the theme song to the podcast, and I want to thank you guys for letting me use Funny Bone. And then also Psycho America 8100. So, two kind of like completely different songs,
Oh, yeah, definitely the evolution there.
Songs.
And
So play some of the newer stuff.
well, maybe I can do that at the end of the show. I don't really have any of the newer stuff. The only stuff I have is what's available on your guys' YouTube page, which Suicide is banned in the United States, by the way.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Wow. Good. That's funny because, like, good on YouTube, like, I just don't get why they want to, like, be so soft and shit. Like, I don't know.
It actually says something about a copyright claim by Warner Brothers Music.
Oh, yeah, because the original beat was from the Gravediggers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because that song we had kind of did our own take on, because we really dug what the Gravediggers did with it, so we did our own take on it. Oh, it's been a moment. I forgot, YouTube's gotten where it's like, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah. So kind of talked about the beginning of Psych Ward here. Like, where did the idea come from? And, like, why the name Psych Ward for one?
Actually, the funny part is, Psych Ward started out with, it was originally going to be me and Andy that I went to school with, and he just didn't want to do it or something. Like, I can't remember exactly. Like, we wrote stuff.
I think he told us that he basically didn't want to get on stage.
Yeah, he had stage fright, but like me and him kind of wrote some shit and like kind of like wanted to do something as far left as possible, like just something that was kind of really out there and different. And then finally, like Chris was like, "Fuck it, let's do it," and we started writing. Kind of decided to fuck it, let's defend the shit out of people. Let's do something that isn't being put out. Let's just, So we kind of started out just, really kind of haywire and just kind of like taking on shows and just pissing people off and just having fun with it. Kind of more like the G.G. Allen of rap in a way. It was kind of funny because like our first show, like I think we were originally banned from Peabody's. And
at the end of our first show, we got banned.
Yeah, but then they invited us back, and we played like a bunch of death metal shows and whatnot. It's kind of funny because originally at first Peabody's wasn't even going to allow rap. They were going to be a straight rock club before, we kind of slipped in there.
Yeah, that is true. I do remember seeing you guys on, I think it was a Mushroomhead show. I think you guys were upstairs in Rockstar for the one show that you guys did, but it was Mushroomhead downstairs.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I think that was. And
it was a show we got technically thrown off of, and then they decided to hide us.
Yeah,
because Mushroomhead's tour manager wanted no hip hop on the show, which is funny now if you look at their shows now. They got Just Mike and a few other groups that are hip hop.
Well, they did that huge Halloween tour with ICP too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played that. Our show with them was way before even the ICP tour.
Yeah, this was like before Wailing, actually, I think. Right before Wailing, because once Wailing got in the group, we started actually kind of getting a little more cooler with them.
Yeah, so,
because of Wailing.
So I do remember the first album, Brainwashed. It blew me out of the water with some of the topics that you guys were hitting. I mean, obviously suicide, Daddy's Little Girl, Bitch Die, you know, and that's just the song titles, guys. Like, you haven't even heard some of that stuff yet. I really wanted to put suicide.
We didn't give a fuck.
I really wanted to put suicide on the show, but with it being banned on YouTube, I couldn't grab it. I think I might have a copy of Brainwashed around here somewhere. I gotta find it. So tell me about why those particular topics. I mean, especially Daddy's Little Girls. Like, that song was kind of, or Murder the Children even. Like, that song was like
Murder the Children. It was out there enough that Damien had actually come up with the ideal for that with us.
Yeah.
And he goes, no one has ever even attempted anything with this. Why don't we see what we can do?
Yeah.
And we just went off to left field. We got high and drunk one day, and the rest is history.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because also some of the bands are being influenced by, like, Bad Luck 13 Riot Extravaganza. And just, I don't know if you've ever seen any of, like, their song titles or their songs, but one song they have is the Columbine High School Auto Modern.
Oh my god!
It's an entire song about shooting up their school, and they're a hardcore group out of Philadelphia, and I've never heard anything hip hop wise like that. And we're just like, fuck it, we're ballsy enough to do it. I mean, it's kind of funny because you look at us now; it's here we are, more grown up and all that, and it's kind of funny to be in a store with your 13-year-old niece and somebody yells "smoke crack" and worship Satan. And, definitely.
Or walking through the mall and you hear it.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the evolution of us because, that first, Brainwash was definitely us just coming out of left field just saying, fuck it, we're just going to offend the fuck out of you. Like, we want to piss parents.
Hey, figure right off the bat, I'm talking about bitch smacking like 2 planes in the World Trade Centers. Literally less than a year from the Trade Centers getting hit.
Yeah, and I was actually going to mention that, because I was re-listening to Psycho America last night, obviously, when I was putting the intro to the show together. And, like, just listening to some of the stuff that was on there, and then I think about it, and I'm like, wow, that was actually before 9/11. And, it's funny because I was actually talking about Columbine.
No, it was...
Actually, it was after
the 9/11 thing. It actually happened a year prior.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we came out, like, it was about 2002, and it was just right after all that had happened. It was still fresh in everybody's mind.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's why we decided to do it. Was something just enough to catch you out of left field to make you go, they didn't just say that.
Well, and then there's, I think I also added Psycho America because there's the line in Funny Bone where Damien says, smoke crack, worship Satan, what the fuck is that? It's something funny, meant for you to laugh at. And I was just like,
yeah,
that's basically what Psych Ward was and kind of what the horrorcore rap scene was kind of at the time, too. I mean, because even ICP was becoming kind of a parody of themselves. Twisted was still really, really serious, but ICP was kind of just like, you guys want to hate us? Fine. Fucking hate us. We don't care.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and the funny part is, like, when you look at a lot of the horrorcore that was around then, and whatnot, you had your two different brands of horrorcore. You had your, fuck it, if you're going to hate us, we're going to offend you. And then you had your, I say, like, the more or less the kind of more serious note, like Twisted, in a way. But,
like Isham.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, Isham, yeah.
Bedlam, the handful of other groups. There's a handful
yeah,
of
Mars, Metro.
Yeah.
Yeah, the groups that really were serious on that level of, we want to keep it serious, we don't want the jokes of it.
Well, we were buzzy enough to joke. I mean, some tracks, later on, as we got into that second CD, we got a little more serious, but...
Yeah, definitely. I saw the evolution from brainwashed to committed, and I mean, that's when we started hanging out a lot. I was going to a lot of your guys' shows, and that album release party for Committed, where you guys brought some of those songs live for the first time, like me being in the audience and just hearing people's reactions. Like I could tell that people were kind of getting what you guys were trying to do. I mean, there, White Trash Party. And then definitely had a song like Mob Like Family, Funny Bone, definitely. And then on the CD, and I kind of missed this, there was those little skits from the dude named Tater Tot.
Yeah. Tater Tot was kind of an inside joke at a friend of ours who,
in the studio.
In the studio. And it was kind of one of those, like, we would try to lock ourselves in the studio for once. Because Brainwash just was... We went in with everything. I think it was just one day in the studio, got it recorded, knocked it out. But with Committed, we actually spent hours in the studio just working on this, working on that. So we took it a little more serious, and it was just absolutely funny because, like, the person that Tater Tot was poking fun at was actually somebody that kind of, annoyed us at the point, and it was just like, all right, fuck it, I'm making fun of him. I might as well put him on the CD itself. Tater Tot might make a return.
Nice. Yeah, I remember. I think I'd asked you guys about that like all those years ago. Like, what was up with the Tater Tot thing? Like, it was hilarious, and like I just listened to it again last night, and I'm like, oh my god, I totally forgot about this. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
So, Death Before Dishonor. We had kind of lost base a little bit before Death Before Dishonor came out. So tell me about what changed between Committed and Death Before Dishonor.
Actually, Death Before Dishonor was the supposed to be the first CD that we were going to have Spooky on with us. And it just, like, we recorded it. I mean, we released it, the tracks are out there. We recorded it. And eventually a lot of it ended up on the Origin CD, which was kind of like a greatest hits in a way. We kind of took the tracks that everybody liked and put out there. And just when we were doing it, we got everything recorded. And originally it started out, going to be the third CD with Damien, but things kind of went past. And then we were like, all right, screw it, let's do it with Spooky. And we got the tracks recorded, like Anthem for a New Generation, A-Tang. We got that recorded. We had one song called Fight Song we got recorded. We redid 8100. We redid Mob Like Family. Did a brand new version of, like, Bitch Die. And just kind of took a lot of tracks that we liked, but redid them and kind of added new life to them. And then kind of wrote some...
Kind of brought them new.
Mm-hmm. And just, things kind of fell the way things fell. And I think it was just a lot of different things going on. I know D-Boy went to jail during that time. And just a lot of this and that kind of went on. So we, the project ended up getting scrapped. And then finally, we...
Spooky decided to... You and Spooky got together and decided to create Origins.
Yeah,
to bring some new light into it.
We decided to create Origins to kind of bring light into it because we had all these tracks that we re-recorded or we recorded that we wanted to get out there. Because originally, I was going to do a side project with Spooky because, like, if Debo had got any time where, like, he, had to serve time, like, a long time, we didn't want to do Psych Ward without Debo. And we just kind of felt that it wasn't right to do Psych Ward without Debo. So me and Spooky were originally going to do a group called Clark Ave. So we recorded some stuff, got some stuff recorded, plus we had these Psych Ward tracks. And, Death Before Dishonor, we released those tracks online just so that way we get them out there for people to hear. Because we started performing A-Tang live before the CD ever came out. So, and everybody absolutely loved that track. That was actually a really fun track and kind of a newer direction for us to go. And, it was like, wow, I really wanted to go that direction, but shit fell through.
So, and then that was kind of like, you guys have kind of been like an extended hiatus since Death Before Dishonor, or was there stuff after that, or?
what we did is we put Origins out after, because originally, like, we were gonna do another run at it with Spooky, because we did a show with Damien and Spooky on stage with us for Unite Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that show. I know the video's on YouTube for that one. And we decided to release Origins. And I still got to put Origins up online on YouTube, but we decided to release Origins. It's a little bit of newer tracks from us, a little bit of older tracks. It was kind of funny because the one special part about Origins was there was one of Spooky's tracks that he first ever recorded, and there was a track that me, Chris, and Damien recorded that I didn't remember recording whatsoever, but somehow we had. So we were like, fuck it, let's put those out there, and then we had a bunch of this newer stuff that we worked on, and decided to put that on. I believe, like 2 week notice. I mean, there was one track that we started writing kind of newer in a way. I believe that one's on our YouTube page, 2 week notices. And just everybody has that shit job.
I believe so.
And like, it was kind of like the point where we're at. Just everybody has that shit job that you work, that you just want to fucking quit. You want to punch the boss in the face.
Amen, man.
You know? So we wrote that track for like those people that felt that. Like, when you listen to that track, that's just us venting about shitty jobs, wanting to punch the boss in the face. Then me and Spooky did a track called 360, which it was the same beat as Damien had did a track on Committed, where It's Your Fault. But we had kind of spruced up the beat, and we did a track called 360, which is about karma, what goes around comes around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of much more, a little bit more of a grown Psych Ward there for a way. And I'm trying to remember each other tracks that we got done. We had redid trying to remember the name of the track we did with Johnny Gibbons.
Killing Fields.
I can't remember. Killing Fields. We redid Killing Fields, where I rewrote my verse. Rick wrote a verse. We put Damien's verse on, and we put Chris's verse on. Remind me, I'll shoot you over. Like, I'll get a copy and shoot over Origins to you, so that way you can hear that one, because that one's not online yet.
Yeah, actually, you were talking about that song 2 week notice, and I had grabbed your entire playlist off of YouTube, and it's not there.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going to have to go on there and check and probably re-upload it.
Yeah. Actually, Your Fault. You mentioned Your Fault, and that's actually one of my favorite Psych Ward songs because, I have a lot of problems with my dad, too. Kind of similar to what, Damien was kind of talking about. And did Damien ever kind of tell you guys the story behind that song, or?
Yeah, we had talked about it, and whatnot, so we kind of understand, because we all grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, we had already knew what, his reasoning behind it. And it's kind of funny now, because, like, to look at Damien now, like, Damien's became such, like, he's kind of grown past and everything, learned to accept the past and stuff. And, I mean, that's one definitely, I would definitely, if we had him on, I would have him explain. Because I don't want to, step on his shoes.
Right. Yeah, I might try to grab Damien further down the road, but I know he's like, a completely different person now. I mean, I still talk to him on Facebook every once in a while, and he's got his religion now, and that really was like, wow, okay. Like, is this the same white trash I remember from Psych Ward? So
even back then, he still saw signs of it, what he is now.
Yeah.
It was just buried so far deep that he never wanted anyone to see it.
I think he's finally happy now. This is the part. He's married, he's got kids. It's finally happy. He put a lot of closure to a lot of demons.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely see a change in Damien on his posts and stuff on Facebook. So, when Psych Ward...
Like, we've all talked to Damien previously about coming up,
mm-hmm.
on us doing a show with him coming up, possibly.
Ooh.
This is before COVID, so it's still in the talks. So it could happen eventually. He's all game for it.
Wow, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see, the White Trash Party come back and, party it out with Debo Crazy and Mr. Sick one more time. That would be awesome. Because I definitely think that three-man dynamic that you guys had for, Committed and Brainwashed was definitely like the best version of Psych Ward that at least I remember.
Yeah, we still got it there because we've got DTK in the group, Derek, and we started writing stuff with him. Me and him released a track. I think it was last year. We released a Halloween track with Spooky, which is kind of funny because me and him were just sitting there. He had this beat. He had it idle. I wrote the verse. He had already had the chorus figured. So we write the track. Originally, it was just me and him, and then Spooky came over, heard the track, laid down a part, and so we have that out there. I'll just have to send it over to you so that way you can hear it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Okay, so if Psych Ward, or when Psych Ward does come back, what is Psych Ward 2020 gonna sound like, especially given the nature of the world today?
I think more brash, in your face, more of a sophisticated earlier version of us, like where we already know what we want to say, but more sophisticatedly said. Definitely. Just working on the sound right now is the hokeyite, though. We might just release an EP that might just be kind of, all right, here's 5 tracks. Here goes 5 tracks of us doing kind of a hip-hop, hardcore, metal mix. Or here goes us doing like a 5-track acoustic style. Like, because we're tossing around a lot of ideas in our head that we definitely want to do, and
maybe some hip.
maybe kind of carry on with the White Trash Party a little bit, and probably do some tracks with Adam Calhoun or somebody, or kind of pick up, do a little of that style, kind of mix it up a little bit. Definitely, it's going to be a little bit different. I know the one track that I first started working back on. Is kind of after going through some shit that I went through last year, you don't really get a chance to really get shit off your mind. Because last year I went through shit, I almost passed away.
Yeah.
And you don't really get a chance to say goodbye. So, like, it got me thinking, so I started writing a newer track, and one of the newer tracks is no matter what, I kind of wrote it so that way anybody can grab a feel to it and kind of listen to it and understand and whatnot. It's, basically the name of the track is going to be, Last Goodbye. But, yeah, it's definitely a little bit different Psych Ward. There might be a tongue-in-cheek humor track, kind of Why So Offended, like Funny Bone was. We got things brewing. Like it's definitely like we've got things brewing, figuring what's going to work, what's not going to work.
For sure. So, Debo, like, what's your contributions to the return of Psych Ward gonna be?
I've always focused more on the back half of stuff. Even that's how original was supposed to be. I'm supposed to be more making sure what we needed was done. So any kind of we get features, I'm always working on that. Constantly looking for people, trying to keep the sound. I'm trying to keep moving constantly. So we were not stagnant. What we're doing is completely the opposite. What everybody else did, that's what's always about is everybody else was made us. Everybody doing one style, we were going completely opposite. Then everybody called up to us. I know what we do. We changed it up and came back to you again with another sound.
And basically kind of keeping us in line, kind of, I think is the best thing as what also Devo does. But I'll come to them and they'll tell me if it's fucking stupid or not.
Right.
Which always works better. Also, pushing us, keeping us in the gym to kind of get more better on stage, because that like some of our stage performance like definitely has to get back to the way it was before. I feel that was the lagging. Well, that was the lagging number, just kind of standing in one spot for a while.
Yeah. Oh shit! I remember. I think it was the very first Psych Ward show I was ever at. Damien stage dove off the stage behind a big giant paper Psych Ward logo, right into me and a former friend of mine's arms.
Yeah, that was the album release show, I believe. Yeah, I think that was the album release show. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the big tarp across the stage. I remember setting that up and all that, getting it all set up and ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I kind of had a falling out with a lot of that old crew that we used to hang out with, but such is life.
Yeah, that's life for you. I mean, it's kind of happened, and sometimes, like, you never know the trajectory of things. Sometimes people come back, some people don't come back.
Yeah, I mean, me and some of them have tried patching stuff up in the past, and then it just, turned into the same shit, different day, and kind of just said, you know what, obviously this isn't meant to happen, so.
Exactly.
So, let's talk about some of the bands that kind of influence the horrorcore, more underground rap scene. And the two that kind of reminded me of you guys a little bit were definitely Twisted and Tech Nine.
Definitely, like Twisted. Like Twisted was definitely an influence. Like, because it was one of those groups that, like, it's kind of funny. Cause like I remember seeing them for the first time and whatnot, like way back in the day with ICP, back when they were with the hoodies and the masks before they were with the face paint.
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah. So I mean, like, definitely, like that first Twisted album is still like my favorite. And I mean, it's kind of funny because, like, still to this day, like I still like Twisted, even though, like, there's some albums, like, typically, like, everybody's not gonna like, and there's some albums that people are like, oh, I don't like a handful of songs. I mean, it's kind of like that. I mean, I'm still a big ICP fan, and they got albums like that too. And the same thing with Tech. There's sometimes, like, he releases something, I'm like, you know. But I don't know, like, with Twisted and whatnot, when it comes down to, like, everybody, I know the biggest beefs. Everybody's like, oh my god, they left Psychopathic. But I kind of feel that they kind of had to leave to kind of grow more on their own, right?
To grow.
And understanding business contracts and stuff like that. I mean, they were kind of, in order to grow, in order to actually make money, you got to go on your own.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know a lot about, the back end part of that. I just know that they didn't like the deal that they were currently under with Psychopathic. And at the time, I know Twisted was outselling ICP. So it's like, ICP's keeping, I think it was like, what, 80% of their money? And
well, I don't know their exact.
No one will actually ever know.
I don't know their exact deal. I can speak on,
but I know it was ridiculous.
I can speak on just contract wise that we know of. Like, I do know when it comes down to Psychopathic, when you do sign with them, you have to pretty much let them name you, decide what you're going to look like, and stuff like that. And also, industry-wise, you're only going to be making so much off of your disc itself, and you have to go up to Detroit to record. You have to use their producers. You have to use their studio and whatnot. So, and in a business, they got to recuperate cost. Yeah. So, I mean, I can understand why, Blaze, and I can understand why Twisted left. Because it has to come down to a point when you're doing music, and especially at that level, to where you can pay your bills, be able to go on tour, and make something of it.
Enjoy yourself.
I mean, this is going to sound crazy. I mean, I love that original Most Tasteless before it was released on Psychopathic. Like, that original version that just featured ICP.
Yeah, before the Def Jam one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that their new stuff, ever since they started Magic Ninjas, is kind of going back to that original feel, and they're twisted again. Like, they were still twisted when they did all those other albums, but you could definitely tell that they had that Dark Carnival, it has to sound like the Joker's card influence on, like, the albums that they were doing along the same lines as the original deck of 6 Joker's cards that ICP was doing.
Yeah, like, I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel like they're pigeonholed into, well, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do it. This is the way that we want you to do it. And where, as you always seen, ICP was always like, fuck festivals, fuck big shows. we're going to do it this way. I kind of give Twisted credit for like when they went out on the tour with Warped Tour and kind of edging out and doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Because, in general, are you going to sit there and fight over the same fan base? You can't. And yes, we all know Twisted struggles, and we all know that they, they're down. But also at the same time, they have to pay their own bills. And I find it as a great thing for the music to kind of grow in there. I mean, there's going to be people out there that are going to like your music that might not like ICP. There's going to be people that might like your music that, that's part of the reason why we
can't stand.
It's part of the reason why we've always played shows that everybody, they don't belong on a show. And then turn around and wait a minute, we blocked off with, people that like our music.
Case point to Murder Junkies.
Yeah, like, we had no business.
A show there's no way in hell we should have ever been on.
Yeah, we had no business playing the Murder Junkies, and it was kind of funny because, like, we played that show and we walked away with people, digging what we did, and it was kind of funny because Merle Allen, Gigi's brother, actually got a shirt from us. So I mean, it's where I can respect where Twisted went with, going on their own and starting to break out. And I know a lot of people were trying to call them out for that shit, but you got to do shit like that in order to grow your product. I mean, wasn't there a song called Hound Dogs where they're kind of poking fun at So like I believe Twisted was just kind of not trying to look like Hound Dogs and went, okay, if we're going to leave Psychopathic, then, we got to do this and that too. Right. And, I mean, it's just growing business. I mean, if you look at some of their signings from their business now on the Met Ninja, I mean, like, Axe, what was that new metal group that they just signed? Is something Halloween. Like, so, I mean, a lot of their signings are like more underground now and kind of bridging out there towards other genres too. But except for I think their deals that they're doing with their artists are a little bit more developmental deals than actual deals.
Well, and it's funny because like they started their own Comic-Con with Astronomicon that they do every year, and they bring a lot of those artists to that con, and I have yet to see one of those conventions, but they dive into like the horror movie realm. Like that was one of Sid Haig's last shows before he passed on, and a lot of the other stuff that they've done too. And then kind of on the opposite end of that, where they've kind of stuck with that whole fuck the mainstream idea. Here's Tech Nine now getting played on national radio.
Yeah, it's kind of trippy. Like with Tech
Nine's too smart.
I mean, it's kind of cool though to see Tech do that because I mean to see Tech's evolution is whatnot. I remember seeing Tech Nine for the very first time, like seeing one of his albums for the very first time, picking him up, not knowing who the hell he was at Best Buy. That was back when you actually I think buy music at Best Buy. That makes me sound old as fuck, but then Chris at Peebo, Peebo had brought him in for the first time here in Cleveland, and he's a real humble guy, down to earth, and it's great to see his evolution to go from being an underground guy to being a guy that's up there with heavy hitters. I mean, you can turn around and do a track with Eminem, and then turn around and do a track with like Jelly Roll. I mean,
then you turn around and do a track with. What is it? Lil Wayne. At Lil Wayne's request.
I think anybody musically, I mean, you kind of want to, I mean, even ICP, you kind of want to have that where you can, the little bit of cloud of, I could do a track with a mainstream person, or I could do a track with an underground person.
Yeah.
And but you got to give Tech a lot of credit because also, I mean, it's like, I believe what Madden game was he on? I know he had a track on one of the seasons of Madden.
Fuck, I want to say like 16.
Yeah, it was recently, and I mean he also had Slacker featured in a movie too.
Yeah, he's had multiple movies featuring his music.
So
I'll tell you what, you get a whole lot more respect if you go out to.
no, go ahead, Chris.
I'll just say I'll tell you what, you get a lot of respect for his tech and everything he's done. If you ever go out to Kansas City and see Strange Music up close to all the shit they own, they own a car wash. And the whole area they have, it's all theirs for recording and everything. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Did we lose Debo again?
Oh, he's still there. I still see his picture. Like, I know originally it's getting computerized there for a second.
Yeah.
But no, what he was talking about Strange Music. When you go to Kansas City, like, there's a car wash across the street from Strange Music. They own. And, you know, there's a lot more that they own. I mean, they're, you know, it's an empire.
Yeah.
That they got going. Was basically what he's talking about. And, their studio's in-house. And their merch is in-house. Their pressing's in-house. Like, it's really impressive. I mean, where, like, Psychopathic was going that way for a while, where, like, trying to keep everything in-house with their studio and everything. But, then, like, Tech just jumped up and did it, like, 20 times.
Yeah. All right, so I can see Chris moving again, so maybe he's back. And sorry, guys, I'm jumping back and forth between
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, I got you now, Chris. I'm jumping back and forth between their stage names and their real names because obviously I know the real guys. So.
Oh yeah.
Everything's changed so many times. You never know what.
Yeah, we still call Chris Debo to this day. Like,
yeah.
Like I'll bounce back and forth between Chris and Debo and whatnot.
It's funny because, like, when I talk to my fiance about you guys, like, she remembers you guys as Debo Crazy and Mr. Sick, and then when I call you guys Chris and Randy, she's like, who? And so then I have to revert back to, you know, Debo and Mr. Sick to have her know who I'm talking about. So
I've got ex-girlfriends who don't know my name.
That is kind of scary. Like to have ex-girlfriends that don't even know your real name.
Oh shit! I guess I'm glad I never got to that level to where it's like, you know, I had to come up with a stage name to where people don't know who I really am. But at the same time, it's like I kind of want to be that person at the same time, you know. But
well, it's weird. Definitely. I learned, like, I don't know, through the course of doing Psych Ward, I learned, like, definitely there's some weirdos out there. On a funny note, like, Chris will get a laugh out of this one. Part of the main reason why I just really quit picking up girls at shows, there's one that came back to Chris's house with me that I tried to drop off, and she kept coming back for 3 days, and I kept, like, explaining to her she had to go home.
oh my god, I think I might have accidentally picked up the same chick like a couple years later.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up trying to move in with my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, like this chick, like just kind of moved, like tried to move in, like so, like eventually I just dropped her off at her house. She went inside, like I set her stuff outside the car and pulled off.
Okay, like obviously we're talking like almost 20 years ago, but like was she like a Hare Krishna chick?
I don't know. Like I didn't really remember much about her. Like it was just what I was like. Oh, you're cute. We went home and like tried to take her home the next day, and here she comes back out to the car with more clothes. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, you didn't even know her name.
Yeah.
You proved that it could be 3 days with Honey Baby Sweetie and got whatever you wanted.
We might be talking about the same chick, dude. Like, I hate to admit that, but we might be talking about the same chick.
Probably, yeah. Definitely after that, I was just like, no more picking up girls at shows, no more.
Yeah, that was pretty much my philosophy after that, too. And I mean, I was just a fan, but I think, like, we went back to one of the guys' houses, like, not one of your guys' houses, but, like, it was definitely a show where you were billed with somebody else, and we went back to their place after the show, and, like, this chick found me, and Danny had tried warning me, like, stay away from this chick, and I think he mentioned that it had something to do with you, and like, I'm just like, who cares? You know, whatever. She's hot, blah blah blah. And then she ended up stalking my ex-girlfriend for 3 days, trying to move in with her.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I love Danny. Danny makes me laugh. But yeah, like yeah, definitely like
Him and Rob, though.
Yeah, Danny does definitely makes me laugh. Like yeah, he definitely. You're probably like, if I can go back, if I can get the time DeLorean, or if I can get a phone booth, I'm definitely gonna go back and not take that chick home. That's hot. I'm like, man, if I can go back and
Oh, that made a good story, so.
it made a good story, but yeah, no, I'm still found.
Because didn't Damien end up taking her home, too? Or hooking up with
Yeah,
her?
I think eventually Damien hooked up with her too.
Okay, this has got to be the same chick, because, like, now I'm thinking back, like, was it Danny or was it Damien that was trying to warn me about this chick? But, I mean, like, those two were, like, one and the same back then, so it's hard to tell the difference.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it was probably both of them. But yeah, like it was funny because I remember Damien hooked up with her, and I remember like he asked me, he's like, you know, and I couldn't remember her name, and then he showed me a picture. I was like, oh shit! I got a little afraid. I'm like, you didn't bring her over, did you?
Oh, no. Oh, no, this might be the same chick. Oh, my God. Well, there. We're all connected into some weird, crazy fucking sex ring, so...
Exactly.
Oh, God, the world of underground music.
We've all parked the beef bus in the same girl's tuna town.
But anyway, Chris, like, Randy was telling me that you had, like, some great stories about Tech, like, when you were booking him for Peabody's.
Oh, there's just a lot of different little dumb things. Some things we can't even say on air because it was just backroom shit. But a lot of people don't realize Tech is a real straight businessman. There's things he's done. Like people hear him talk and go, he's full of shit. You do that. He was a real gangster.
Like,
was it Waylon with
he keeps cutting in and out again.
ecstasy?
Yeah, I think Chris is working off.
I think I got a
bad
internet connection in here.
56K back there.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think he's running off some 1999 shit.
Yeah, I stepped out to the porch. I'm like, all right, out to the porch I go. It's easier this way.
No, I got a direct fiber line to my house, so if I lose internet, AT&T owes me money.
Oh yeah, no, I just run off Verizon because like I think it's Spectrum out here and they're horrible.
Yeah,
Spectrum's like the worst internet possible.
For sure, man, for sure.
All right, Devo's out on the porch now.
All right.
I think it works out here better.
Damn.
Might have to get both of you guys on one device.
Yeah, we'll definitely use my phone. Yeah, he's gonna disconnect. We'll just use mine.
All right, cool.
All right, cool. Still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Can you hear Chris?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, buddy.
And like I was saying, there's a lot of things we can't talk about, but like there's always been that talk over the years that everybody says Tech's a fake gangster. Some of the things you see behind the scenes, that boy is definitely not a fake gangster.
Yeah.
Like the scenario of Tech 9 John back in the day at the Agora show, trying to stiff him with his money.
Oh, jeez.
Because the show didn't do very well.
Wasn't there that one show where a fan got hurt too? Was that in Cleveland or was that in Columbus?
Yeah, it was right. It was at Peabody's.
That was
a Peabody show.
Yeah, he actually talks about it in his song.
Yeah.
And that actually didn't happen during his set. That actually happened, I think, during
Project Deadman.
Project Deadman.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, and he actually mentioned that. That's like the first song on Ever Ready.
Oh yeah.
And you know, he keeps every performance he's ever done.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps a video recording of it.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's.
And I was at Trey's Music the last time, and we were talking about the first time at Peabody's, and Travis opened the drawer and he goes, "Wait, let me see if I can find it."
Oh wow!
And pulls it out, and he said, "This is the first time we ever played Peabody's."
Wow. So, obviously Tech Nine is a little bit of actually a lot of bit of a different style nowadays than what like ICP and Twisted and all that the Juggalo quote unquote music used to be. The evolution of Tech Nine over the years. I mean, it's like the dude, he gets hard, he gets soft, he gets hard, he gets soft. It's like his emotions really dictate like the kind of music that he does. I mean, he did Angelic as the first official release on Strange. And then years down the road, he did KOD, King of Darkness, where, he, on Angelic, he's like, I don't want to do the devil, I don't want to sell that to children. And then he does an entire record based on evil. So...
It's an evolution of music. Sometimes you just have that, you wake up and you're just in that mood, or you're just in that mood where, you know what, I need to release this demon some way, somehow. Let me put it on record and make money from it. People are going to want to hear it. People want to see it. Especially when you're at his level, people want to hear what his actual everyday thoughts are, not just music. And that's what's made his music so great. The songs that are huge are the ones that are real life for him.
Also, I think when KOD came out, it was during like a lot of time when you're going through a lot of personal shit too, though. So I kind of think, a lot of that had to do with what he was going through. Like most artists try to, write through that shit, so that way it's you're getting it out. And I think it's part of the reason why you have like the KOD album.
Yes.
And like even with a lot of the later Twisted and a lot of the stuff.
To me, one of the greatest MCs of all time is Tupac, and look at some of his music.
Yeah.
When he got in personal trouble, it's when some of his best music came out. Because he had to close himself off from the real world and just literally concentrate in studio.
So, with Tech, like for you guys, what is, like, when did you guys discover Tech? Like, what was the first album? And, like, what did you think about early Tech as opposed to Tech of, like, 2019, 2020?
First one I ever heard from him was Absolute Power. And I don't remember who played it for him. Someone played it for him.
I remember seeing it, I believe it was Angelic with Devil Boy and all that at Best Buy and picking it up. Thinking, like, just looking at the album cover and stuff like that, going, I gotta check this out. This looks like, some Nodis type shit, some Eshan type shit. And, like hearing it, I was like, all right, I'm like, I kind of dig this. I like this, because of the fast rap style and all that. I really dug into it. And then, like, I didn't hear anything from him until Absolute Power.
Right.
And then I heard Slacker. I was, like, digging it, and, I dug the rest of it. And then finally just, when everything came together and they booked him at Peabody's and whatnot, and just kind of, like, just meeting the dude and getting into his music and just really, like, surprised by how humble the guy is and watching his growth of musically, from going from an underground artist to, borderline mainstream almost. So, I mean, I got a lot of respect for him. I mean, a lot of people call it selling out. I call it, it's just the evolution of one's career, because you don't know where your songs are going to take you. I mean, you could be like, fuck this, I'm going to be underground till I die, but then someone hears your track and goes, hey, I want to put this in a movie. And then next thing you know, your shit's blowing up. It's just the way the universe takes you.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, and I definitely agree about that. And I mean, like, that early Tech Nine stuff is fantastic. It's wonderful. And I mean, he's collaborated with ICP before. He's collaborated with Twisted. He's collaborated with all these, artists. And I know at one point people were kind of pigeonholing him into that Juggalo fan base and Juggalo music, and he had to, like, turn face and be like, look, like, I appreciate what those guys are doing, but I am not part of that fan base. I'm doing my own thing.
He's got love for Juggalos, because Juggalos kind of, when he was coming out, Juggalos kind of gravitated towards that. And Juggalos, were, like, some of the first people going to his shows, checking him out.
Right.
Like when he started touring out further.
At the same time, he didn't want to pigeonhole himself into just that market.
Yeah. I mean, and it takes it back to how we were talking about, the Twisted track Hound Dog.
you know, you don't want to pigeonhole yourself into just that market. And, you know, you could love that market, but you also know you can't just pigeonhole yourself just right into that. And I think that's where I respect Tech Nine a lot. Because, I mean, just to kind of speak of something as of late, like, as of late, you know, being an artist that, you know, from back in the day, where, you know, yeah, we're juggalos outside of the music, but we never spoke of it on record.
Correct.
You know, we never went, hey, we're juggalos, everybody come like us. And, you know, we remember back in the day when you played a Psychopathic show, Psychopathic's rules were you can't wear the hatchet, man. You can't, you know, say juggalo, you can't do this. You can say what's up, juggalos, because you're addressing the crowd. But, you know, because it was just an ode of respect. And nowadays, I mean, you got people like, I have a real tough time with a lot of newer actors. So I'm like, trying to be. Yeah, sorry about that. You got a lot of people just straight out trying to hound dog on it, like, yeah, I'm juggalo. This and that. Like, you got Joker that just released a song, Juggalo something. And I remember that's the same as that guy that was hating on juggalos, not liking and shit. And, you know, me, where I could respect Tech, because Tech's like, you know, hey, I wasn't psychopathic. You know, I can't help that the juggalos embrace me, and I absolutely love that, and I love juggalos. But also at the same time, I got to do me. I can't be pigeonholed into one thing.
Correct.
And that's mad respect for him, because it's, you know.
Yeah. No, yeah, I 100% agree. And, you know, that's kind of how I feel about Twisted, too. You know, leaving Psychopathic, starting Magic Ninjas, kind of getting back to their roots. You know, and it was kind of weird when, you know, Blaze and, what the hell's his name? Boondocks, yeah, and they decided to jump ship too, and it's like, what the hell's going on in Psychopathic? And it divided the fan base, and I can't believe how badly.
Was it Blaze or was it Boondocks? I think it was Blaze. He had made up his mind which way he was going to go, and then Jay went into one of the, at the gathering, one of his little seminars, and made the announcement that he was leaving.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because, like, Blaze didn't know he was off of Psychopathic until he heard it from a juggalo himself, and he hadn't made up his mind like, whether he was going to stay or not. So, I mean, you got to look at that like that. I mean, you know, I don't want to speak on behind the scenes shit,
right?
But you know, could you imagine being an artist on a label and you're already fucking like trying to bust your ass to release as much as you can, just so that way you can make that little bit that you're making off of that shit? And to be like, oh, wow, I'm no longer on this label? Fuck. You know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, and I think Blaze always knew that he had a home with Twisted, whether he stayed with Psychopathic or whether he went to Magic Ninja. Because, you know, they were doing things long before Psychopathic.
Right.
But Blaze, you know, he's like, hey, I didn't make my decision up. He was like, fuck, originally, like, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to stay or not. And then just that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, so, you know, we kind of talked about, you know, how you guys discovered Tech. What do you guys think about Tech today versus Tech when you discovered him?
I got nothing but respect for him because, you know, it's just, you know, he's a real humble guy, really great guy. You know, I mean, when you meet somebody that is just that humble, that down to earth, that remembers, like, shit, you know, they'll be like, hey, what's up, man? You know, and just sit there and shoot the shit with you like you guys ain't, you know, like there's been no time.
Right.
So you got to respect a guy like that. And, you know, he's always been a humble guy, and I've always respected that. And it's great to see him actually prosper because he's been doing this for such a long fucking time.
You figure by the time any of us ever heard of him, he'd already been in the industry for over 10, 15 years.
Longer than that, I think, too, yeah.
23 of her labels by that point.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got to respect, you know, you got to have respect and love for a guy that's just, he's stuck in there, he's done it, and he's at the level that he wanted to be. And, I mean, he's humble about it because he's also trying to help other people out. I mean...
Yeah, I was actually just about to say, like, he did that one show with MGK, and MGK is still kind of signed to Bad Boy, which I don't know why he even decided to go to Bad Boy in the first place. But Tech is like, dude, if you ever end up in problems with Puffy, you got a home at Strange. And I thought that was awesome.
But I think with MGK, I think MGK is at the level business-wise where if he was to leave Bad Boy, if like his contract was to come up and he was not to renegotiate it, I think he's at the level now where the EST label that he can actually go the way of becoming his own label.
Yeah, probably.
Because with the way that the industry is going nowadays, you don't really need a label anymore. Because what is a label going to do for you that you can't do for yourself?
Right.
And I tell every single band that I talk to this, what is a label going to do for you? Like, do you want to make money or do you want to work your ass off?
Make somebody else rich.
Make somebody else rich. Because you look at a basic record deal like this, you look at a record deal nowadays, and here goes the scary part with it. Already, you're only making 10 cents off of every CD you sell, and you got to pay back your advancement, whatever they put into that, before you even see that 10 cents. Now they have what's called a 360 deal, where they take your tour money and they take your merch money.
Oh, hell no.
And yeah, like you're paying like that, fee that you're charging to perform, you're paying a percentage of that now to your label. And then they get a percentage of your merch. But also, now a lot of venues are taking a percentage of bands' merches too. So when you look at it now, if you could put the right promotion behind yourself, the internet is the world.
Yeah.
As long as you're hungry enough, you can do it. As long as you put your money where your mouth is and treat it as a business. I mean, there's no fucking way you shouldn't be able to be heard and be able to tour on your own.
Right.
I mean, we were able to tour on our own just by taking the old school DIY punk rock movement and just calling venues and finding bands in different areas and just touring and just doing it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because one of our favorite groups and we're still cool to this day that they don't do music anymore. But it's kind of funny because without them, we would have never got into West Virginia, and it's Brain Trauma. And it's kind of funny because you look at Brain Trauma and they're, we brought them up here, they brought us down there, and they're really great guys. It's kind of funny because I could probably look at Casket Kyle and go, hey, I want to come down to West Virginia and do a show. And, it'd be on. I mean, I still mean to go down there because he just opened up his own restaurant, Square Circle, I think it's Square Circle Burgers down there. It's a wrestling themed restaurant. And
damn, son of a bitch stole my idea.
Yeah, it's actually got to check it out, man. It's really, really good. I know Madman Pondo's been down there and showed support for it. And I believe Necro Butcher's been in there showing support.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, I hate to cut this short. We're definitely going to have to get you guys back on again and finish this out. But sounds like my fiance's home, and it sounds like she's mad. So,
all right, definitely go check that out. Take care,
Yeah, man. I'll reach out to you guys again, see when we can do this again.
Definitely, and I'll try to tonight send over the YouTube video for the one track I do with Derek and Spooky.
Okay.
And shoot me an email address because I think I got a zipped copy of Origins somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it to you.
Cool. Yeah, man. I'll text you here in a little bit, man.
All right, cool, man. This is fun. Let's do this again, man.
Hell yeah.
We can talk wrestling or anything.
Hell yeah, man. Definitely, for sure, guys. All right, I'll catch you guys later.
All right, later, man.
Later.
Money's Crazy Mind is proud to be the exclusive flagship broadcast of Nameless, Faceless Productions.
That's all, folks.